Sitting height is a measure of the trunk of the body from the buttocks to the top of the head when the subject is sitting upright. To record this measure, the stadiometer and a specially constructed box of a known height are used. The subject sits on the box with the posterior aspect of the buttocks, the shoulder blades, and the back of the head touching the vertical backboard of the stadiometer. Similar to the procedure followed for standing height, the head is positioned in the Frankfurt plane. The subject is instructed to take in a deep breath and sit up as tall as possible. The headpiece of the stadiometer is lowered to the top of the head, and the hair is compressed. The reading is taken to the nearest millimeter. To reliably measure circumferences and skin folds on the limbs, the upper arm and leg lengths must first be measured and their respective midpoints located and marked. For upper leg length, the subject sits on the measuring table. The lower part of the right leg hangs freely over the edge of the table, and the right knee is positioned at a 90-degree angle. The small sliding caliper is positioned firmly against the distal end of the femur on both sides of the patella, as if one were to measure the breadth of the patella. The horizontal bar of the caliper should be touching the anterior surface of the thigh. It's at the lower border of the horizontal bar of the caliper, proximal to the patella, that a line is drawn with a waxed-based cosmetic pencil. The zero end of a steel measuring tape is placed at the inguinal crease, just below the anterior superior iliac spine. The measuring tape is then extended along the anterior midline of the thigh to the mark that was previously made just proximal to the patella. To check for proper location of the zero end, the technician should firmly place the middle finger over the measuring tape at this site and instruct the subject to raise the thigh slightly. If positioned correctly, a tightening of the muscle tendon will be clearly felt. To obtain the upper leg length, the reading is taken from the measuring tape to the nearest millimeter. This distance is divided by 2, which indicates the midpoint of the thigh. A mark is made on the skin at this midpoint before the measuring tape is removed. This mark is then crossed with another mark that extends on a line between the anterior superior iliac spine and the middle of the patella. This point defines the site at which both the mid-thigh circumference and mid-thigh skin fold are measured.